My 33F, mom, 63F, blew up at me today and never wants to see me again. I cannot even begin to share the history with my mom, so I guess the short version is my mom grew up in an abusive household, and tends to have blow-ups and extreme anxiety of her own that I just put up with till today. Today we were going to the grocery, and I lost my phone between the seat and the console in the passenger side. I got out of the car and was trying to finagle the seat to get my phone. We have a family emergency going on, so I needed it out, and this older man in the car next to us gets out and starts accusing me of hitting his car with my door. I said, I definitely didn't hit your car and I'm not touching it. And ignored him and kept searching for the phone. The man keeps saying I hit his car and I'm saying, no, and keep ignoring him to find the phone. Now my mom gets involved and started getting shaky and wild-eyed, and starts yelling at him, leave us alone, no one touched your car. Then she starts full out screaming at me, get in, get in, get in, stop looking for your phone, and then starts screaming at the man too to get away from us. I said, Mom, you need to calm down and walk away from this situation. Everything's fine, no one touched the car. Just let me find my phone real quick. She starts screaming at me that I'm a disrespectful brat, what's wrong with me, the man is clearly dangerous, and I have to get in the car. Now he's escalating as well and threatening to call 911, and people are starting to stare. I'm telling her to please calm down and let's just leave and go to another grocery, but she's screaming back at him about calling police and there's no stopping her. She's trying to call 911 but is too upset to even unlock her phone. I suggest if she won't drop it, let's either leave or just go in the store. She decides to go in the store, but the whole way is yelling at me that I'm acting crazy, stop telling her to calm down, and asking me if I'm on drugs. Yelling at me that if I'm acting how I'm acting, I kept calmly asking her to please calm and walk away from the situation, that I'll be getting arrested, WTF. Once we're in, staff immediately notices her yelling at me and waving her arms and just making a scene. They tried to calm her down and she starts saying the guy was threatening us, blah blah, he's so scary, he was fine, just annoying because I didn't touch his car, and yelling that she can treat me bossy because she's my mom and to disregard me. Cops finally show up, we go back out, cop keeps having to get between the man and my mom because they're yelling so much and getting close. I stood back and say absolutely nothing and just watch. Cop had us leave and that was it. Now my mom is twisting the story to tell my dad, accusing me of changing events. She accused me for an hour of having MPD, being schizo, bipolar, etc. Told me she hopes I remember this and feel good when she's dead, and I'm dead to her and never allowed back. I changed my flight to tomorrow morning to get out of the situation, which made her more irate somehow. All this is happening while my dad is taking care of his brother who just had a massive heart attack today, and now she won't stop screaming at me about how selfish and horrible I am for telling my dad what happened. I was scared of how she was acting and text him as it went down. I thought she'd get arrested. Where the hell do I go from here? I don't see any coming back from this. I've hit my limit. Too long did not read. Mom had argument with man who claimed I tapped his car. Cops got involved. She's now changing events for her story to my dad, accusing me of mental illness and lying, and never wants to see me again. What now? I would calmly have a discussion with your father only. Just explain, hey, we both know the story mom told you is completely bullshit, even if you don't want to admit it out loud. He knows who she is. He knows what she does. I'll bet he has a long history of ignoring or excusing this behavior. Then, take a break from your mom. Don't reach out. Don't call. When she eventually blames you for this, tell her that's not how to fix this and let her try again when she gets her head out of her ass. You're 33 years old. It's time to deal with this rather than letting her continue. Whilst I understand she's been through trauma, it does not excuse her behavior. You have more patience than me, I'd have cut her off now. I understand your father loves her, but he has been enabling her behavior for years. Maybe if you do put some distance between yourself and her. When she calm, you can explain to her you will not continue a relationship with her if she does not seek help. If people keep allowing her to behave in this way and get away with it, the worse that behavior will become. It's like a child pushing boundaries. I never want to see you again. Thank God. Time to go NC with your mom. She has major emotional issues and you can't force her to get help. What the actual fuck is wrong with her? You didn't do anything wrong. I'm so sorry she did that to you. If you have the means, put some distance between you and her. She will probably only calm down once you aren't available as a scapegoat for her. I'm sorry you have had to deal with this. If she could see a doctor to treat her anxiety, maybe that would help. but she's not listening to you, so you can't really help her. Live a good life. That's what you can do to honor your parents, especially since they won't let you help them. And if it was me, I'd seek a little therapy for myself. Has your mother ever received help for her severe anxiety and possible PTSD? Take a break, let you both calm down and gain some clarity, and then approach each other again. People get emotional. And old. Worry about you for now. Never allowed back, you say. Oh, what a shame. Okay, if that's what you really want. Seriously though, this is a terrible situation. Your mom sounds unhinged, and like she might have a personality disorder or two. Everything she said about you was pure projection. At the very least she's abusive, and you have no obligation to tolerate that kind of treatment from anyone, least of all someone who is supposed to love you and have your best interests at heart. I think that's the very worst type of abuser to be around, the ones who we feel like we are supposed to be able to trust, parents, siblings, spouses, etc. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Even though it sounds like the underlying cause of your mum's behavior sounds like anxiety, it does not excuse the fact that she is emotionally and verbally abusing you. It is time to set boundaries with her using very simple I statements. I feel, insert emotion. When you, insert specific example of problem behavior, I need you to, insert reasonable polite request, in order to feel safe around you. You could also add a consequence that is proportional and logical. For example, if I continue to feel unsafe in my relationship with you, I will have no choice but to step back from my relationship with you until I see some tangible evidence that you are able to treat me with kindness. Don't put up with any more of this bullshit. Being family is not an excuse to abuse you. Just let her go. She needs therapy and it's not your job to fix her or your relationship. Eventually she'll get old and relax. Your mom sounds like a histrionic narcissist. Sorry you're dealing with this op. I suggest you try and take a break from your mom, she sounds exhausting. Does she receive counseling? I would suggest some distance and a calm but succinct message to your father and offer that aforementioned distance. Something loosely akin to, Mom is struggling about her behavior in regards to the incidents. I believed I acted in her best interest, and when the situation escalated I stepped back and was concerned for her safety. If you want to talk, I am here, but I won't be shamed or blamed for what she was responsible for. I love you both and only want what is best for Mom. Your mom is quite horrible and out of control. You don't have to talk to her, you don't have to see her. If need be, you can even tell your mom not to contact you anymore. In writing. And if she threatens and persists, gather evidence, witnesses, etc., and file for a restraining order. And if she persists beyond a restraining order against her, call the police and have her arrested. Wanna see your dad? You and he can talk or meet away from your mom.